Mwiroreri na muthikiriria wa Ezra Christian TV ni ngatho nyingi muno ni tondu wa guikorwo na ithuĩ mitambo-ini muthenya wa umuthi muthenya uyu ukiri Thursday na niguo tukurehagira tabarira ya Uira Wakwa na toria ngikwiraga muoroto witu hari tabarira ino ni gukorwo tukiinamura ngoro yaku kugerera mawira maingi maria makoretwo magioka na tuguthie na mbere na kurehe thiini wa tabarira ya Uira Wakwa na nigetha ungikigia na muonere ungi wa uturo na makiria ngoro yaku igie na mwihoko ni tondu wa kuigwa maundu maria Ngai agikoretwo agithie na mbere gwika miturire ya andu aingi. Now today we have an amazing guest with us here, as you can see, a great man of God who has faced a lot in his life, but despite all those challenges he has emerged a victor. And he's here with us to share his story. He's a firstborn of 3, and he has an amazing testimony to share with us. And I just want to give him a minute or two to introduce himself, and then from there we can embark on the main story so that we can hear what a testimony he has to share with us this morning. Mr. Edwin, how are you?
I'm fine.
How is your Thursday morning?
It is very okay. At least I think it's getting into afternoon now.
Oh, it's almost afternoon.
Yes, it's afternoon.
Great. Thank you so much for making time to come and join us here. And we are looking forward to hearing this great testimony. But before then, I'm curious, who's this Edwin? Where is he from? Probably you can take a minute or two and just do a brief introduction so that our viewers can get to know who is this great man with us in the studios this morning.
Okay. My name is Edwin. I'm, how would I put it? I'm a youth leader in the society.
Great.
And definitely there out looking out of the interests of the youth and just protecting the interest and service providing, at least doing the right things for the youth in the community. An entrepreneur.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Great.
So, and I'm the surviving member of the late 2 died in the fire.
Wow.
So I'm the one remaining, but I have a stepsister now.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Before we get into that in a minute or so, I'm curious to know if you have, probably you can share with us a childhood memory that you have, maybe before the incidents, because I know from today's show we shall dwell so much of the life after the incident. So probably you can share a childhood memory that you have before the incident.
Well,
in brief though.
You know, as kids, hii wakati tulikuwa wadogo, back then there is something called unity with kids.
Yeah.
Na vile Mungu ametuumba, kuna mapenzi, unending love with children. That's why we normally, parents make mistakes to separate kids and break the bond. So we used to play, we used to go to get rained on in South Bay Shopping Center. Yani tulikuwa tunazurua kila mahali. Wakati wazazi wako busy, we used to be in school, we used to be one family that was together like this. I remember the times tulikuwa tunavunja kitanda kila saa, kurukaruka juu, kuroga. It was one hard one.
Wow.
One hard life, but how would I put it, was enjoying, awesome. Tukiwa tunashindwa kuchapa kila saa, ndio tunanunuaga suti, tunafanya nini. And that was just some of the things that I miss. I wish I grew up with them to be today here, but well, it is what it is.
Wow.
Yes.
We honor God for everything, and now here we are this one evening.
Yes.
You're from school, an incident happened.
Yes.
Maybe you can pick it up from there.
Okay, so now it was somewhere around April back in 2003, and by then I was just in class 3.
How old? Oh, you were in class 3.
Around
How old?
9 years, somewhere there. I was heading to 10 years.
Yes.
I left school the normal time. I used to study in South Sea.
Yeah.
So we
You're a
used to
Bontao
walk.
guy.
I'm a Bontao. A Bontao but wageto. Sile tao no, because tulikuwa tunakaa mtaani. Somewhere hapo shopping center hapo tulikuwa tumejenga kakitu tu. I'm not calling it a full house or something, but it was in the process of being built. Tulikuwa na kiwanja.
Great.
So we had built there, then we had a small
Where was
company.
this?
South Bay Shopping Center.
Okay.
Yeah, hapa Stareko Street zuko kwa Jagwa. Life was awesome. We used to come home early, finish our homework mapema juu wazazi wanaendelea lazima wafunga hoteli late, so unajua wazazi wa siku hizi. Mom used to do other things. Mzee used to do hotel. And we came home, finished our eating, and then we went back to the house. Na tulikuwa tunalala kitu saa 3. Now this day it happened that tulilala a little bit earlier, around 8:30. I was only awoken by heat, joto. Unajua hata saa hii kukaribisha saa hii glass kama iko na maji moto, utafeel joto.
Yes.
Sasa heat is what woke me up. And I tried I was there trying to tap my sister to wake her up. Now when I woke up I found the house on fire. Ilikuwa inawaka, imeshaanza kushika moto. And I tried to wake my sister, she woke up luckily enough, but my brother didn't wake up. We are in bed, roof iko kwa moto. Haikuwa imemaliziwa, how would I put it? So ilikuwa a little bit on sheets. And then when we woke up there was nowhere to run because the heat was coming from one side of the room. So kulikuwa na moshi room zima. And you know we are kids, so in most cases we are not trained how to encounter. Panic is what comes. Yes. Panic is what comes in the head. Where can I hide? You don't think of what can you do. Sika watoto wa squeezy. We've studied a few things, but it's one of the things I would want to achieve. See kids being trained on how to encounter, to avoid panic. So I woke up and we went under the bed. That's the only thing that could have come in mind. Kidogo kidogo my brother yuko pale juu, so kidogo kidogo mattress ikashika moto. Mind you, my brother is up on top.
Allow me at that point to just interject and find out how old was your sister and how old was your brother?
I was the eldest. My sister was the youngest. She was 4. My brother was 7.
So you being the firstborn now, you have the responsibility to try and save the life of your siblings, right?
Yes, but a responsibility in a position of panic at that moment. So the only thing I could do, mimi nikaingia chini ya kitanda. Kuingia chini ya kitanda, we went with my sister. So we've left our brother back there because he couldn't wake up. And we are feeling heat. Mattress ikashika moto. First place drop ya kwanza ikiingia kwa kichwa. So I even look at myself and wonder nywele imetoka wapi. But it's only God who knows that. So I went under the bed and the mattress, when it started melting, tulikuwa tumekaa hivi. So unajua nao floor ni simiti. Na ikishika moto pia joto inasambaa. That's when I also learned a few things. Tiles is different from the way it reacts with fire compared to simiti ya kawaida, especially ikishika joto sana. So ilishika magoti na chomeka, then mattress imeanza kumelt, ikaanza kutiririka, and my sister is there. We couldn't do much. It started melting to a point ilifika kwa spinal cord, ikaanza kumeltia somewhere here. I felt too much pain I couldn't contain. Mimi huyo nikatoka mbio. How I found myself outside that fire, I don't know. But I found myself outside there.
So your brother na sister yako wakabaki kule?
Yes.
Wow.
It was out of panic. But thank God my sister was also saved. I don't know how, because we found each other in hospital. So in left outside, kupata watu wengi wanajaribu kuzima moto. Ewa tu ikipika kulikuwa tu kunanuka nyama. And I think that's where funny name Nyama Choma came.
Wow.
It didn't come out of me telling the story. No, it all started from school, and that's why I ended up changing a number of schools. And that incident, a small incidence of fire, caused our whole lifestyle to change. Our whole cycle that I should have grown like a normal kid. Yes.
Where is mom?
Mom, dad? Me, I ran out. I found a lot of people wakijaribu kuzima moto juu ilikuwa imeshika, and then our place there were a number of cars that were allowed to park. So pia nazo zimeshika moto. So the whole place is full of fire. They're trying to zima nyumba. Kuna ingine hapa, kuna gari iko hapa, and it's kamba iko imejengwa by then. Even today, till today you go, you'll find it is a garage. The place has not yet been built. In our whole shopping center, it is the only space iko. That was too much to bear. So wakati nilitoka nje nikafika nikapatana na some of the guys, so I didn't get to locate where was my mom or anything, no. One of the guys took me, held me. Saa hizo ungeona hii ikiwa nyama. Unajua kuchoma nyama unachomanga unaka ungechukua.
I can try and visualize that picture.
No, I make joke of it. I used to cry before, but now I've overcome it. Ungekata kadogo uonje. Yes.
You're strong.
And I've seen what it can be to how would I put it, to be burnt. And I assure you, hell is not a place I want to be in, no matter what happens. Uko sikanyagi kabisa. So Irene, I was taken to a small local hospital. I found my mother. We met with her later with my stepdad later on wakati walikuwa na my sister. And life began from that moment that fire happened. I don't like going into details on how it went, but more happened after the fire. Because I ended up spending 1 whole year in hospital. And that 1 whole year in hospital was traumatizing also at the same point.
So what happened to your brother, maybe before we go to now your life, because I know that's where we're going to major our discussion today. So what became of your brother? What became of your sister?
My brother, I can only tell you we buried ashes.
Wow.
Because unajua ni tulimwacha pale. By the time mattress ilikuwa inanimeltia, ni kumaanisha alikuwa naungua. And how do I put it? It was yani ule uchungu alikuwa shanza kuungua. So by the time I ran out and by the time they saved my sister, he was dead. And by the time they saved the fire, wakauzima moto wote, alikuwa shakuwa kitoweo. I'm sorry to say, but because we only found a few bones here and there. And even in the burial, there wasn't much. I mean, I wish my mother was here to share it with me, because the one went through much pain of losing that child, as compared to me. But I also felt it losing a brother. So he died. We stayed with my sister for 1 year
In the
hospitally,
but
akachomeka, akakafa afterwards, because you know she was left. Then her lungs alikuwa taking a lot of carbon monoxide, ule moshi.
She had inhaled so
yes,
much
she
of
had
it.
inhaled of it, and that finished her. That is what killed her.
So
we
you were the
stayed 1
only
year.
surviving person from that incident?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. There were other people involved. Of course, a number of other people got consumed by the fire. I don't know how many, but from the number that I had by then was 15, but I don't know how many.
Wow.
Yes, so I was the survivor.
So here you are, 1 year in hospital.
Yes.
You've lost your brother, you've lost your sister.
Yes.
How was life after that?
Oops. Kama kuna vitu shape watu, how would I put it? It's something that you've gone through personally.
A personal experience.
Now this is a personal lifestyle. I would have grown like a normal child, a normal kid right now. But due to that incident, the first thing that I experienced was kutengwa. You know, now tumetoka hospitali. After kutoka hospitali nakuja natumia, kuna madawa zinaitwa Mediven and other madawa za kupaka ngozi. So unajua nilikuwa nimechomeka kichwa, so I had to stay with a bandage and nimekava kichwa. I think I sent you a picture. Nimekava bandage, nimekava kichwa, nimekava mikono. Hizi mikono hazinge move because ilikuwa imechomeka critically. This was okay, as you can see. But this hand ilikuwa very critically burned.
Serious burn.
So singekaa na wanafunzi wengine karibu because ya madawa zenye natumia and the fact that I had bandage. And then my face was I think you should feel free to share the picture. It has no problem, but the face was worse. It was worse the way it looks right now. So juu ya hiyo hakuna mwanafunzi alikuwa anataka kukaa na mimi. So when I went back to my school after coming from hospital, I couldn't stay. 1 week, even before even settling down back to class, jina nyama choma ilikuwa imecreatiwa. And
how did
then
that feel for you after all you've been through?
It was it was bad because you see, I got out of hospital. My sister died. My mother took poison. I had to be left in the streets for like a few months, almost close to a year. So South Bishop in Center ilikuwa imenijua kwa street na niko na bandages. Wow. Why? Because when my mother got arrested for the same, I didn't work on locating my step. We had gone to bury my sister. Yeah. Now when after the burial, I can't explain completely what happened, but now my mother is in jail. Turudi Nairobi, I think walitengana. I can't know the major reasons, but walitengana. So I was left in that house alone. And what could I do? Ilibidi nibaki kwa street. So leo nalala kwa huyu, kesho kwa yule, until my mom akaachiliwa because of trying taking poison. Alijaribu kujiua. Unajua ile machungu, umepoteza yule au umemaliza hospitali mwaka moja, then umepoteza huyu mwingine na yeye aizi atatoka kwa watu. Ni ngumu. So ile maisha uchokora ikaniingia kidogo. So even when I went to school now na wakaanza kuniita majina, I couldn't. Wow. And then that's where a defense mechanism grew in me. Because unajua wakati rejection is too much, especially at a young age, you grow something. Either you become a bully, or you become protective, or you end up creating a warfare kind of a lifestyle in you. And that's where life started. So in school, I couldn't contain my first school. I had to go to another one, Mariakani Primary School. The same location. But again, pia ikakuwa ngumu because unajua hii ni Nairobi, jiji. Na jiji, kuna vitu hazingiani na watu. Nafaa kuwa kwa shule ya walemavu, according to the people. Yes. Sifai kuwa kwa shule yenye niko. So that was kind of hard for me to take in that these people think I'm supposed to be in a disabled school. True. Why am I supposed to be in a disabled? I have a mind. Mine did not get burnt. What got burnt was my body. Yeah. And that tampered with me a lot. So again, the second school was not much of a stay. And my mother had to look for other options. And that's where she landed up. We had to move from Nairobi now to Mlolongo. Mlolongo, I tried the school I went to. Now, the worst is that Nairobi kids are different. And I can say, watoto wa Nairobi wako better. They might understand some might not understand. Now ushago, wengine wanataka kuguza. They want to know, what is this? They want to touch, they want to experience, they want to test, and they grow. And that's where a bully me grew more, because now somebody comes and wants to touch a bandage. You see, this is clearly a bandage. Yeah. Why do you want to touch somebody's bandage? For what? Wow. That was worse. So that killed my self-esteem. I thought the name Nyamachoma iliishia shule moja, but it transformed. And even
after changing the location, you're like, finally still, I'm at a place that no one knows me.
Yes.
But still the experience is rather the same.
So I reached a point, my bandage ya kichwa ikatolewa. I was left a little bit without hair. I wish I have the pictures while I was back in class 5, 4, 6 to show you, but I don't have. By then we never used to have smartphones. And I don't remember going with mom to a studio to take a picture because it was a painful picture for her. Anapiga picha kai ya kufanya nini na mtoto anashindwa hata kusoma. So I was left with the hand bandages. And life, I grew in Mlolongo until my mother got remarried somewhere else, and then now we moved officially to Machakos, where I grew up till I cleared my what is it called? Cleared my high school. So the bigger challenge that was there is rejection was not the only thing that I faced. You know, in school, because of my marks, na zile da wanatumia, once again, I repeat, they were smelling. And nilikuwa nimepewa a number of I was prescribed to a number of medication. And the many that I was prescribed to, zile za kujipaka was worse. because they used to smell. So kids were not comfortable. I understand at some
Having you
point.
around.
Yeah. So I had to stay back at the corner pale, and I couldn't engage much because they used to feel choked. So that left me aside. And then the worst is that my mother got remarried to an abusive person. And a person who didn't want me. So school fees was not on her. So I found myself starting to work from class 7, because that's the time my mother got remarried,
Where
2007.
did you go working? At class 7?
Vibarua, ushago.
What do you mean?
Ushago nikikuja kwako nikwambie, you see now, what I used to do, tuna collect kuni. Acha nikwambie biashara. Sisi tumezoea kuhaso because uko. So tunaenda kwa vichaka, we collect firewood. We collect the firewood, you take it to hotels. In Ushago. In hotels, they buy per 3 per bunches, depending on the size of the firewood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you end up getting 50 bob.
Wow.
Your mother didn't give you that 50 bob. Your father didn't give you that 50 bob. So it was nice to hustle.
I know.
And that's why I started my first hustle. Nilianza kuhustle kitambo
At
because
class 7.
while I was clearing Uzio, our fences, which were made of trees and stuff like so, sometimes we used to cut them down. That is still firewood.
Wow.
So those were other ways of me making money.
money.
Then I got into music. I used to sing for the choir in school. So actually high school blew me, because at least I can say in high school I got a certificate for singing.
Wow.
I went up to national level.
You're a brave man.
So those were just a few things that I tried to at least fit with people. But the worst is that I used to go home alone, no friends. My principal can attest to this, because he was one of the worst actually. But the day I went back to preach to school, he got saved. Yes. He was Catholic. He joined this other side because of my story. Wow. It became worse because either way, the challenges were many, especially when I went to high school. You know, primary, there was more of healing process of my burn and the skin, more to kuikausha. It was still softer in a way you could press like this and you feel the meaty part, and that was why I was still using the chemicals and the medication. So when I went to high school, ilikuwa imeanza kukauka kidogo. So again, also collecting the firewood was dangerous for me because I was messing with the medication that was going. And then I was really struggling. I forced my hands, but God did his thing. They're here. The fingers were they started moving slowly by slowly. There were times I could sit like this, kanikeka mkono for longer. Inashikana.
Wow.
So kuitoa hapo inakuwa uchungu. So to a point I felt like, was it the bones or is it that I don't have blood?
Wow.
The doctors tried many stuff. I don't know. But I thank God what has been achieved now.
Man.
The good thing is that I stopped seeing a doctor from Form 2. Like the last time I saw a doctor was 2009.
Wow.
I don't remember ever going to see a doctor again for any therapy. I didn't. Worst of all is that I didn't go through therapy. Why? Sikupata mtu wa kunilipia. My stepfather never wanted to see me. So again at home we used to have wars. I had to handle both rejection in school and war at home. My mother used to be beaten in my face. Why? Because of me. Okay, today my stepfather accepts me because I'm who I am today.
You're a living testimony.
Yes, and I am known so far. But by then, he was not interested.
You went through a lot in his hands.
And I'm not trying to dismiss him or anything, but he didn't support me in my growth.
Wow.
I needed further position in my life. I didn't get it. I needed someone to walk with me in life. My teachers didn't support me.
Wow.
Even if I go to school today, I can clearly tell them none of it. Was only my CRE teacher, Christian Union teacher, who at least tried, but she died before we finished. So the rest were not there to work with me. My English teacher tried. We wrote a small story, but again, I don't know why he went with my book. That's just life. Those are the few things. I've written like a book through my English teacher back in high school, but I don't know where it went. So I had challenges back in primary. Here come high school, I have challenges with my father still drinking and beating my mother. So one day I had to stand up and fight him. So I used never
How
to...
old were you then?
I was in 15, around 15.
15 years. The courage,
15, 18.
Edwin.
Sasa mzee anakuja anachukua panga. So one day he came at home and he said we have to move. I've moved out of the house where my mother got remarried more than 4 times. Naenda sokoni, tunaenda kulala sokoni. So umefika to a point we are tired of this cat and chase throwing us like we don't know what to do. Decide. Do you want to do? So you came one night drunk and he came with a panga. I'm not saying kids it's good to fight your parents, no, but it is good to protect the person who protects you. So he comes with a panga and he says he wants to kill my mother. I'm there, we were seated in the sitting room. We don't have a TV, so there's no TV to be watched, just a radio to listen. So tulikuwa tunakula kaugali ketu, tukoje tulale. Mind you, amekuja na panga. Funny enough, I am the one who bought dinner that day. I had made 120 bob that
From
day.
your firewood business.
From my firewood collection.
I know.
And I bought meat ya 50 bob. By then I know sahi meat ya 50 bob doesn't, but I had bought.
You can't have a meal. You can't prepare a whole meal with 50
and then he comes home drunk to beat again my mom. I couldn't take it. So mimi nilichukua jiko nikamgonga nayo ndo mama apate njia ya kupita. Kuchukua jiko kumgonga nayo it hit in the head. Hii jiko sile jiko hiyo hizi za clay. I hit him with that one. So he fell. My mother got a chance to run. I also got a chance to step aside. So since that day that I stood him, he never fought me again.
Wow.
And the good thing is that I used to go every weekend to watch DJ Afro movies. So I'm not saying DJ Afro helped me, but it gave me a desire to want to learn martial art. So I finally got back in school. There is this Japanese teacher who used to come and train karate. So I ended up joining a karate class. I followed him after school. He came and trained, but he was supposed to go out. So I followed a Catholic. I actually joined Catholic ministry because of the father. He used to train me karate. So I found myself I ended up becoming an altar boy, but I was trained well. So this karate thing, when you call me a name, I used to beat you. It helped me at least survive the rest of high school.
Yes.
But before then, I ended up becoming a bully too much. Life became seriously worse because now it reached a point my father was not providing. Then the Catholic sister who was paying my school fees. Okay, I'm thankful to Sister Mary. I don't know where you went. I've looked for you in this country. I don't know how I can find you. But Sister Mary, a sister from nowhere, came and paid my whole school fees.
God used her to change your story.
And she paid my school fees fully.
Wow.
So I never used to attend school, all the classes.
Wow.
Actually, I used to go 4 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week, because the rest of the days I'm hustling. My mother at some point became pregnant, and I was the one to now provide. Because mzee ni ulevi tu, na nakucha he was a teacher. Now he's a retired teacher. Right? He has learned his lessons after school, but he didn't help me much. Actually, the primary I was going to, funny enough, he was the teacher in that primary school. And he couldn't pay my school fees. Nilikuwa nafukuziwa school fees akiwa hapo. School fees ngapi? So tatu.
Na unarejectiwa bado akiwa ile shule.
Trust you me, I have seen things. I've seen people. And I've seen things happening.
So after high school?
Before after high school, at least Catholic joining helped me join choir.
Okay.
And choir helped me connect with a few students. I was bright in English. Being bright in English helped me getting friends coming close to me sasa. Ikanisaidia. I miss singing, by the way. The mistake is that I went out and started copying other musicians. So I lost my voice along the way, but I was an alto person. And it was to used to be good.
Wow.
But then I used to use it when I get bullied. If I go somewhere and I get bullied, I create a warfare in between other students.
Wow.
It wasn't a good thing. It is not a good thing, and I don't advocate
Just a way to survive,
that to be done. But I have created. If I was in school right now, I would be one of the people banning schools. But having gone through fire and having been banned and having faced fire, I even condemn what students are doing as a way of expression, banning schools. Because the moment you ban the dorm you're sleeping in, you don't know if the other person is capable of running like you can.
True.
So
you're putting
you don't
someone's
need,
life
yes,
at
yes,
risk.
yes.
Yeah.
You don't need to ban an institution to explain your feelings. But due to the fact that you, the teachers by then that are there, do not want to understand us, that is the only left way.
Wow.
And trust you, sneaking things in school was not hard.
True.
I got my first smartphone in high school
Wow.
because I started acting. So nilikuwa na act na kina Ramoshai, kina Moha, if you are there you can hear me. There are some of the people who give me shows of acting. But we used to act easy to move to funny comedies akina nani hapo. They have not made till today because they got into other things. They stopped, but used to sell CDs.
Yeah.
So they made some good money, and when I was making money in high school, what do I need classes? If they are calling me names, why do I need them?
I know.
Nilikuwa naenda shule wakati nataka sasa. Juu nakuja shule naitwa Nyamcho.
Kutoka nje unapata pesa.
By the time niliacha kutumia dawa za kujipaka, I didn't have friends. And I remember even pastors used to come to school. Okay, I ended up creating a team, to be honest.
Wow.
A team of ya wakora in school, sawa. That was for purpose of protecting myself. So ukiniita jina, I'll have a team come to you to beat you up.
Wow.
So that had to stop. I reached
only
a point.
see that in movies.
No, it wasn't in movie,
real life.
it was in real life. My principal back in high school, if you sit down with him today, will tell you.
Wow.
My principal calls me a name, will be followed by that. Yes, at least nothing was leading to me. And I think that's why I learned management. I'm not saying it's something somebody should try, but that's why I learned management. So that team, we used to have pastors come to preach to school, and that's how I landed my first ministry position. At one point we used to get used to pastors coming to school. They come and preach. So when a pastor comes to preach, ndo asiboeke, you know, they call articles. Now the article, sometimes pastor can call, who wants to get saved? Who wants to get saved? I've preached, who wants to get saved? They don't appear. They don't show up.
True.
So Mimi, I came up with a way of solving that, and that is my team. 6 of you guys, twendeni pale. But any pastor psych. Not that they are going to get saved. No. We are just
show him something is
show
happening.
that he's doing something.
Yes, I know.
So one time I got arrested in that way by going to get to volunteer with the Bible Society of Kenya. So I volunteered one day. And when I volunteered, it seriously happened that I got saved. I got a card that I made a commitment. When I cleared high school, the same people, Bible Society of Kenya, called me to start going to high school ministry.
Wow.
So we went, and I ended up starting a program of Why for You, Youth for You. We have all those things we've done with the Bible Society of Kenya team.
Wow.
I ended up being a good minister.
Wow. So God gave you an opportunity
Imagine,
to go and kind of undo the things that
Yes.
used to be done in high school.
Mpaka my team wondered what happened to me. I had a whole team I had created for criminal activities. But I'm not calling them criminal activities, no. I'm calling them a whole team that was supposed to be doing 1, 2, 3 things. Now it has been left with no leader. Well, some of them
Because
got
the leader
saved.
has transformed.
Others got into whatever they got into. Others are dead by now as we speak.
Wow.
I'm thankful. But the thing is, I found myself in ministry. And church accepted me.
Amen.
And God accepted me.
Amen.
And we've preached the gospel. Amen. I've walked to Mango Boys. I've gone to what? I've been in so many pulpits. Yani naona nasema, Hallelujah, God. You've walked with me to do changes and to help somebody's life. And that is me. And I'm thankful because I've been able to write programs for high school youths. Me to you, what we've done a number of things. KESAT, we've done a number of things with Kenya Student Christian Fellowship, the KSCF. I've done a lot of programs. I'm thankful. I don't know why I stopped ministry, but I reached a point I said I gotta do business because this is not sustaining me anymore.
Wow.
I think I fell, yes.
Yes. Wow, great testimony. You're a brave person, having been through all that, and the determination in you to become a better person by the day. So encouraging. And probably there's someone watching us this afternoon. They've been through so much in their lives, and maybe they are at the verge of giving up. Having listened to your story, you had a lot of reasons to give up in life, or to even become a crook, so to speak, because if anything, being in school was a challenge because of the rejection, the stigma, lack of school fees. But here you are, doing great with yourself. What would you tell that kind of a person?
Now, my brothers and sisters, and whoever is watching us, number one thing I want to be open and tell you guys, one, we cannot avoid stress. The fact that we are on this earth and on this world, that is unavoidable. Be it pressure, be it work, be it life, it will be there. Number two, depression comes in one way or the other. Actually, we are all stressed. It just depends on what degree you are in, degree that of pressure and stress that you are in. The major things I would want you to look at is don't look at the situation of that moment that you're going through, but look at the big picture. Why? Mimi mwenyewe nimepitia mambo yote. I reached a point in high school I tried killing myself, but it didn't work. I've taken poison, but God said that poison you're not going to die. It can end up kukua food poisoning.
Wow.
Like, I've tried. The major part was even when I was doing ministry after clearing high school, nikianza kazi zangu za mjengo, because during the day during the night nafanya mjengo, mchana natafuta shule ya kwenda kupreach. At some point, pressure was still there, stress was still there. There was still internal stigma, and I one day stood in a bridge and I wanted to kill myself. And that's one of the days I met somebody and life changed. So what I would say is that death is not a solution. If you're not listened to, I wouldn't want to say that what students are doing is right, banning, but we need to give a platform of more listening to these students, and especially our kids and people, to avoid them going into situation where they're banning schools. I'm using that as an example. And we also need to look at situation where we don't end up fighting or becoming agitated to a point we want to kill or fight. No. Take the challenges you're facing right now positively. And that's what I did. So when I came out and I became saved, and the war was too much and the fight was too much and everything was happening, I took it as a way of being, at the same time I'm preaching on the pulpit, but still life is beating me on the other side. I took it in a positive way, and I taught myself many things. I became more a lover of computer, playing games on the laptop and hustling more. So nilikuwa nafanya mjengo, majioni nauza dawa za panya na mende, and I'm still preaching in schools, but sikuwa nauza kwa mtaa. No, I was avoiding. Nilikuwa nauza kwa labs. So I used to sell dawa za panya na mende kwa clubs when I came back to Nairobi to avoid being met by students. What if nikipatana student wa Starehe Girls, and juzi nilikuwa na preach Starehe Girls, niko mjengo nafanya aso. So being busy reduced my stress and reduced my thinking. So I understand those that if you are unemployed and you're going through stress, it's because you have a lot of time and you have a lot of time to consume, you have a lot of time to think about what you're going through than do something important. And that's why most of these people are going through all this. So I would advise people to get other ways of reducing your pressure. If playing pool table is what helps you, don't get into alcohol, because the moment you wake up, you are going to still think about this thing again. But look for the most better solutions, and I'll give you some of you. You can get, you can make it more practical with your work. You can get into games. You can have people to talk to. I wish I had somebody to work with me back then, but I'm now the person working with other people. Yeah. And I'm thankful to God by that, to having that. Maybe I would have been dead by now by being a criminal. Ningekuwa na bunduki naibia watu kumtaani, because that was the options that I was looking at, but I didn't. So to those that are there, take heart, and I'll tell you, the best solution is in Jesus. My goodness, Jesus njeri rekegwire nurona fafa fafa ni anyu niete maudo kai Jerry, Jesus is the only way. There is peace, there is calm. As much as you don't see the solution that moment, God changes people's lives. And with God, you have peace at heart and peace at mind. Whether you are rich or poor, whether you're not making it, money is not a determinant when you're stressed, when you're under depression and when you're stigma.
Your faith in God, Edwin,
Yes.
is just amazing. It's so easy to tell where you stand in terms of your faith just from your story and your belief in what God has continued to do in your life. And many a times that we say God has a purpose for each one of us.
Yes.
But from your story, you realize there's so much that one can go through, but yet God will come and fulfill his purpose for you.
Yes.
As you're saying, you prayed and wished that you had somebody to walk with you.
Yes.
But now God has allowed you to go through all that you may become that person that will encourage many through your testimony.
Yes.
That you'll become that person that will walk with many to help them reach their destiny.
Yes.
But maybe there is somebody there wondering, I mean, why should God allow all this to happen to one person? Why he's God? I mean, he's able to make my life even easier rather than allowing me to go through all this. But you've been there and you're here. Maybe you can just, as we conclude today's show, talk about that, your purpose, the purpose of God in your life, and how we should look at what comes our way and feel encouraged and not, let go of what God wants us to become just because we have gone through challenges.
Jerry, there are three things that we need to understand. Number one is that as much as everything that we are here we have is and belongs, and as much as the Bible says that wealth and riches and gold and whatever belongs to God, is not here physically. True. And we have all been made as representatives of him. It is said there that we are his resemblance. And us being his resemblance means completely that we and him are one and the same thing. What does that mean? That means that you do not expect God to come and save you from a situation right now. True. No. He's not going to come. He's going to use you, Ruth, to help me. So it is us to pray, to have a discerning spirit, to be able to see our Father Jehovah Lord.
Amen.
And the people is brought to us, how they can help us. Yes, we are going through what we are going through because this is a world we are in. And this world, we've been put here as a journey to take us to somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, there's one thing I normally say. One, I did not negotiate with God to come here. Two, I did not negotiate to Father to come here. I didn't have a sit down with him to tell him I want to be born in Kenya. He brought me here. So that tells you that providing to you, if you're going through financial issues, providing to him, you just need to know the ways to get to him to provide to you. The problem is that we are going with one faith and another faith here. If you come today, he says, test me with my word and I'm going to give it to you. But you're going to church to tell pastor, heal me, pray to me. Pastor cannot heal you. Pastor is being used as a vessel to help you. Jerry, you can't save my problems. Maybe I'm battling millions right now. I have issues worth 10 million. You are coming, you've been brought to God to use you as a channel to stop my problem, but not to give me the 10 million. But I'm coming to cry to you for the 10 million.
True.
Then if I look at you that way, you're not my solution. No, I end up becoming more of a liability to you. So the major things we need to look at working with God and being a Christian is how can we allow the people God has brought to us change our lives.
Very important.
I'm not there to rely on you, Ruth. No, I'm there for you to help me in what way. God has brought the people to us, and he has brought them in a resemblance. I'm richer than maybe somebody else, or maybe than you. Fine, you're richer than me at some point. Maybe you're going, because of all the situations, the stresses we have, Ruth.
True.
They're either financial, and most of them are financial by the
True.
way, major. Because kuishi hapa nchini, even Jesus himself
Yeah.
said that the heart
Kweli.
is hard.
Kweli.
And the people, the ones that is built, the one that is made,
Yes.
are tough to deal with. They're the same that are crucified, the same person who has made them. So what do you think can be done? Am I not the same person today? If you decide to crucify me, Jerry, you will crucify me because you're a human.
Yeah.
And in that human, there are two souls, there are two spirits. There is Jesus, and there is the voice of the devil. And the devil has been given control. And if we don't understand that that is there, then we can't be supported.
Wow.
So for Christianity, having the mindset and the fact that the devil is here with us, it will be hard. It will be hard.
Wow.
So for those who don't believe with in the devil, he's here.
Yeah.
Stress, depression, those things were all
Overworking.
made, and they're there to work with us. We just need to know and understand how to manage them, how to run them, we can't avoid them. They're there. Poverty is there. We can't remove it completely.
Yes.
There are those that are made, they have chosen, actually. I can't say they are made to be poor. Nobody is made to be poor.
They have chosen
Everybody God has built, everybody the Almighty King of Kings has made that has come here is not supposed to be. But our decisions have put us in a position we want to be poor.
So it is
a
up
decision.
to us.
It is up to us.
Yes, to,
Yes.
to pursue our purpose,
Pursue
not
our
to
purpose,
give up.
yes.
So choices again
Yes.
are very important
I
in our
decided
lives.
for me on my side to subdue, conquer, and supply the earth.
Wow.
Simple.
And
God,
here
have
are.
you not given me a mind? Are you not my likeness? Give me the wisdom to be able to run my business. Give me the wisdom to fight depression when it comes. Give me the wisdom to fight stress when it comes. And I'm not saying I want to write books no. What I'm saying is that I've been able to do a number of things.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful. Those people that I've worked with them personally, I've used my own experience of fighting my decides to show them how they can.
Wow.
I'm not saying I'm there to save your marriage. No, if you have decided to walk, but the Lord has put us together to be there. If it is a marriage and there is a war, is it not clear that God has said that go ye and multiply the earth? Babies.
Wow. So what we are saying, Edwin, is that we have no reason not to become what we would want
No,
to
we
become.
have not.
All we need is to rely on God
Yes.
for his direction,
Yes.
for his counsel.
Yes.
And with God, we can never go wrong.
You
Despite and in spite of what you're going through, our viewer, our listeners, all you need is to rely upon God and your life will change. An amazing story from my friend here, Mr. Edwin. And I'm sure from this story, you have learned a lot. You have your confidence and even your perception and perspective of life, I'm sure, from this particular story has taken a whole new direction. So once again, you have no reason not to become. All you need is God. He's dependable. He's all you need. Thank you so much, Edwin,
Thank you.
for taking time to come here and share this amazing story as I continue to challenge you to go back to the high school ministries. I feel you have so much. Allow me to say this on camera, but you have so much that would impart on these young people. And it's good because I know you still have those initiatives. I have seen you in one of the forums that is involving young people. Whichever the opportunity, the platform that God is going to give you, please speak hope. Encourage these people. Let's shape the society because that is all we need for now. So God bless you so much. Thank you for taking time to be here. We are happy to have you. And we know that this story will reach many and for sure our lives will be transformed through this story. God bless you. Continue trusting in the Lord. We are wishing you well even in your entrepreneur business. May God and expand you, and don't forget to go back and tell him thank you for who you have made me to become. So ngatho nyinge muno niwe mwiroreri na muthikiriria wito, na ni ndretikia this testimony ni acenjia muturire waku, muonere waku wa Ngai na miikire yake ya maundu. Ni njui kugerera wira wa muthi nirikitie gucenjia. Ngai witu akurathime, na no gayane rugano ruru na andu aingi. Hihi hari mundu ukinyite handu arenda gukua ngoro, hari mundu ungiona rugano ruru na muturire wake ucenjie, itikira gucia link ino thini wa mitambo itu ya Facebook ni Ezra Christian TV, thini wa YouTube Ezra Christian TV, thini wa Instagram Ezra Christian TV. O haria hothe kuona tafarira ya muthenya wa umothe ya wira wakwa, itikira kugayana na andu aingi o uria kuhoteka, na nigetha undu uria Ngai ekwendaga utuike wa kuhinga kugerera wira wa umothe, utuike wa kuhinga ni tondu waku we kwirutira gukorwo ugikigayana ndumiriri ino na andu aingi oria kwahoteka. Ni wega ni tondu acio makiri mitambo-ini hamwe na ithu thini wa Facebook, ni ndiramuona mukiri kou thini wa mutambo itu wa YouTube, ni ndiraona mwi kou Instagram. Thank you so much for your comments. Ni turacokia ngatho no tondu wa mathaa no turemo ni kugerera comments ciothe no tukimwire ni wega muno ni tondu wikaranya na ithu mitambo-ini muthenya wa umuthi na nginyanagia Thursday ngi Ngai witu agitukinyaniria. Ngai witu ikaranie hamwe na inyui, na ni ngetwo Jackie Njeri na mugeni witu haha Mr Edwin. Tugacokia ngatho ni tondu wikaranie hamwe na ithui. God bless you and have a lovely day. Asanteni.
Magege tieko